As is the case with many of the more affordable sports cars which we've had pass through our collection recently, this Mercedes SLK offers a few very key standout advantages, in particular at this time of year, because for people who want to use their sports car, open top or hard top, as much as possible, not just as a weekend toy, but every day of the week, perhaps even as a daily driver. You might not think that's possible from a sports car, but actually it can be. This is a prime example of when you can use a car like that. And this particular 2015 SLK is a prime example. Now, we actually took on this car as a part exchange, and as is often the case with these affordable sports cars, it was far too nice not to offer as part of our prestige collection for a number of reasons. Number one, it's covered less miles than the average for one of these on the market, 1,500 less in fact at barely 56,000, which again for a 2015 car is not bad at all. And being as it is an SLK 250 with of course the CDI engine, we'll get more into that in a second, and that is one of its key advantages, and also the G-Tronic Plus gearbox, so more rapid gear changes when you need them, and very strong performance actually. In fact, we may as well talk about that performance combined with efficiency now, because it really is a deceptively good car. You see a sports car driving past, you think it looks nice, perhaps it sounds good, it's probably fun to drive, but the last thing many people would think of is how practical they can be to live with. And that is where this one really does get shocking, because on the one hand, that 2.1 litre engine gives you 200 horsepower, 370 foot-pounds of torque, which of course is a clue as to it being a diesel rather than a petrol, that nice low-end grunt. That's 500 newton meters of torque, which is not bad at all for a small sports car. What that means in practice though, is this is literally a 150 mile an hour sports car with a 0 to 60 time of around 6 seconds, but here's the key. At the same time, these can average up to 57 miles to the gallon, and on the motorway it's even more ridiculous, as high as 66. So in other words, the advantage of a tiny hatchback or a city runabout, but with these looks, the open air feel when you want it, and of course being a Mercedes, it has that folding electronic hardtop, so it's not just a ragtop vehicle where you have to get out of the car and put the roof down yourself. It's a proper convertible roof with the kind of aerodynamic advantages which having that hardtop gives you. Another nice advantage, of course, of its efficiency is its road tax. Especially these days, many cars are being very heavily penalised on tax. Well, this one certainly isn't, because it's £190 a year. And to get back to its history and its condition, we already mentioned, of course, the mileage. It has a great service history behind it as well. In fact, it still has its book pack and 2 keys intact. And in terms of its kit, well, that's where being a Mercedes comes in. Of course, it's not just about the open-air fun and the handling and the performance, all of which it does have. It's also got an 8-speaker sound system, Bluetooth, auxiliary and USB connectivity for music, of course cruise control, so it's perfect for the motorway, especially with that G-Tronic gearbox, aircon of course, sport seats, and this is all in addition to the aforementioned performance, efficiency across the board. But of course the real cherry on the cake is its price. For what was a whole lot more when new, as you'd expect from a Mercedes-Benz, this is now under £10,000. So as we've said, not only do you have the weekend ability of a proper open-top 2-seater fun sports car, but superb fuel economy, very good road tax, of course the refinement, the comfort and the kit of a Mercedes wrapped up into one for not only the fuel economy of a hatchback, but even the price of a hatchback these days as well. So then if you would like to reach out regarding this SLK, of course you could send us an email to the address shown right here on screen, or give us a call on 01749 871 155 or on our mobile number of 07482 267 439.